Donald,
Donald.
welcome back to the favoured stage of our lovely duties of podcasture, if that's even
Well,
a word, which it
indeed,
probably
yeah,
isn't.
it's been a while since
Oh,
we did
well,
it
yeah.
properly. Anyway,
It's been a bit of a long time, apart from that very quickly and rushed out West Ham episode, the
yeah.
boiling hot bubbles. Now, they
Oh,
were
and they
boiling
were
that day.
boiling hot.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
they
were.
really were.
They were boiling.
Unbelievable,
Unbelievable, Jeff.
unbelievable, Jeff.
I'm glad you can do that. I have too much of a cold to be able to do that at the moment.
Yeah, I did. I'm on my way out of a cold.
Yeah, I'm at peak cold at the
Oh,
moment. But
oh, man,
a true man never takes time off work when he's got a job to do,
no.
cold or no
The
cold.
only time I've taken time off work was when I couldn't talk, which, given the job description, I think you'll forgive me for.
Well, the job description does purely involve talking, so I can't really do
Yeah,
much about that, can I? I mean, luckily,
no.
I am in a position where I can talk, other than
Yeah, precisely.
occasionally snorting like an elephant or maybe snorting like your girlfriend on a night out. But she's not going
Yeah.
to tell you that, so I
Or
will.
David Coop.
Or David Coop. But look, you have
Yeah,
to read between the lines and you can come up with whatever conclusion you want.
you
Just don't
can.
see red because that wouldn't be fair.
Yeah. So today we're going to be doing a particularly different episode today, aren't we? We're going to be talking about football history.
Oh yeah, we're going to open the pages of the beautiful game and read it like a book.
We
Failures,
are
hilarious moments, because we're a bit out of tap with everything, and we can't come back with a results episode for 4 games. Come on,
no United are still shit.
and they deserve it. That's
Yeah,
good
that's
rhyming. That
pretty
is.
much the
Palace went through, but we expected it. I mean, there was that
United are
Mill.
still shit at the end.
There was that goalkeeper challenge, I suppose, from the Millwall goalkeeper that nearly
Yeah,
took the
yeah,
Palace player's head off. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Like,
football
unfortunately, he
hooliganism at its
failed.
fine, even on the pitch.
Yeah, I know. So let's get cracking then. What do you want to open the books at first?
Oh, let's open the books up first, Donald, and it's a debate that we keep having, so we might as
Yeah.
well have it here. Darwin Núñez, because he goes back in the history, Liverpool's record signing. Is it time for him to go properly now?
Well, a history book that is not, but I
Well,
think we
it's the
still
history
have to
of
talk about
it
it.
has to be, doesn't it? Because it is historical that he is the record signing. Now, the
Well,
record signing is failing now, but he was
yeah.
historically hyped up,
Well, I
blown
suppose
up.
I'll give you that. Although I think the people of Sunderland will disagree with talking about record signs, but we'll get on to that in a minute, won't we, Donald?
Oh, we will, yeah, we will.
Because I think you brought it up yesterday, and I think you were very excited to talk about it. Um, but Darwin Núñez, I, look, it isn't working. It never did, and I always said it wouldn't work. Especially from not the get go, because he did well, but he wasn't going to fit in, and he hasn't. And his English skills are terrible. Klopp famously had a go at him for that.
Thank you for supporting.
Um, yeah, but I think he hasn't put in the effort, and now his head's gone.
You
I
said
don't
it
think
went
there's much
last
more
season,
to
though,
it.
didn't it? It went last season. I think when I said to you the other day about that time, about this time last year, when he just looked
Yeah,
like he was somewhere else, to be honest, and I think we should
yeah,
have
I
got
think
rid
he
of him then.
was.
And I think
I
if
said
Klopp
that's
was
the
still the
sign.
manager, he would have gone. He would have gone if Klopp was still the manager.
Yeah, because Klopp can admit his mistakes.
Klopp would have moved him on, but Slot, I guess,
Because
where
it
he's
was a
come
major
in and
mistake signing him. Let's face
yeah.
it. Even then, it wasn't Klopp's player.
Look, even the Liverpool data analysts at the time couldn't get their head around why Klopp wanted him.
Yeah,
But Klopp had
unbelievable.
that much influence at the time that it was kind of, well, I want him.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know why he
Uh,
wanted him.
no, I don't know why either. Because he hasn't come in and done that, and he hasn't proved
No,
anyone wrong either.
no, he's just been there. He hasn't done anything in between or since or for or against the club, to be completely honest.
Yeah,
I mean, he
he's
got
just been
two
a
goals
left
against
player.
Brentford. That was good, but 2 goals against Newcastle. But how many times do you genuinely go back and look at Nunes? Honestly, the only 3 games I can pick, and this is £85 million, by the way, Don. We're
Yeah,
forgetting, right? The only 3 games I can pick out are Manchester United when we beat them 7-0.
yeah,
Brentford when we was 0-0 and he won it 2-0 for us. Fair play, because that probably went some way to where we are.
yeah,
Because you're in that season that every 3 points count. And then the Newcastle game. And that game
yeah,
had no significance. It was just that he played brilliantly in it. It had no meaning.
yeah.
Other than that, if you go back to me and you say, oh, so what games do you think Nunes? I don't, if I'm completely honest. I really don't.
Agreed.
And that's £85 million. Like that was the whole thing
A
when he
lot of
came in
money.
was how Liverpool were like they were buying this striker. And Liverpool never do it, and they did it. They offered him a 6-year contract.
Yeah,
Liverpool buying this massively brilliant striker. He's going to solve every issue. But he's solved nothing. He's caused more issue because now what
Yeah,
do? Now you've got to spend the money again and replace him.
yeah, and hopes he can get some of it back.
But then
That's the
that
problem.
that brings me on to the interesting thing because if we're going to look at past things, managers used to have a lot more say in transfers. They don't now. You got to see why sometimes, in a way. I mean,
Yeah,
you've got data analysts and stuff, and then you've got a manager who can come along and say, "Well, I want him," but actually, he
yeah,
might not work. As proven
agreed.
multiple times, not just by Nunes, by the way, but multiple times by other clubs. You
Yeah,
cannot just bring someone in on no evidence. And Klopp
look at
brought
Ten
Nunes
Hag.
in. Well, yeah, but Ajax 2.0.
Yeah, he
They might
basically
as
wanted to
well.
build Ajax United.
They might as well have called themselves Ajax UK.
Yeah, well, they were, weren't they?
Yeah, but it was ridiculous. But the problem is when you take these managers and that, and how much power they have, now everything's being done on data.
Indeed.
And how much of it is actually going to work? Well, look at the transfer fail rate has gone down since data's
Yeah,
been brought into it.
yeah. But the thing is about football now, and David Moyes put his hand on this, brilliantly, was that when he was there was about 50 people, and now there's like 700. And there is that time, that can be a problem sometimes.
Yeah. But this is the problem. Then you say, oh, he's just been here so long, you trust him. But the best managers in the world can make the wrong signings.
Indeed,
And the
yeah.
problem
And
is, as they said, the data analysts at Liverpool said, the data didn't even line up with Nunes.
yeah, it was one of the more obvious failings when you actually look back on it.
Yeah.
As in one that was obviously going to fail.
Where was Nunes going to fit in a 4-3-3?
Hmm, no one
Nunes was
knows.
he was playing before at Benfica, I believe, quite a lot in a 4-4-2. So he
Yeah,
had a supporting striker. So where was he going to fit in a 4-3-3? Salah wasn't going
yeah,
to be. Salah and Nunes linked up well together, but it was never going to be. Oh, everything's for Nunes. No, Salah's
yeah,
not like that. The problem is with Salah is you play a winger who is actually a striker because of his goal
yeah.
scoring rate. So
Oh,
he's not
yeah.
going to want to just hand the ball over
No, he's quite greedy that way.
because he knows it's going to
No,
work.
in a
That's the
good way.
problem.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm just
because he
saying. Yeah,
knows
in
it's
in
going to
a good
work.
way. Yeah, in a good way. But it just means there's no reason for Nunes.
But
The
the
minute
problem
Salah
is you
gets
need a
that
centre
ball,
forward.
yeah, when Salah gets the ball, you know it's going in that net.
Yeah, but obviously that is the issue: is that you need a centre forward, um,
Agreed.
and not an 85 million pound flop of one. Like it just hasn't worked, has it? It
Yeah,
really
if they wanted to
hasn't
give away
worked.
£85 million, they could have just messaged me. I would have taken it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, we could have set up our own club with that.
Yeah, Nunes United.
AFC Unstun.
Yeah, AFC Nunes
AFC Nunes. It's
get relegated
Nunez.
every year. Yeah, Nunez. I know. Yeah, Nunez.
Nunez.
You don't hear
Ooh.
the Liverpool fans saying Nunez, Nunez.
No. Nunez. Nunez.
Yeah,
And even that,
exactly.
well, they still sing it in the stadium, but I've given up with it.
Yeah, agreed. I've
Um,
never sung it before, and I'll sing
Nunes
all
has
your little
also
songs.
lost his most loyal fan this season, so we're not in the wrong. He's lost his most loyal fan.
Go on.
That happens to be, whether he'll be listening to this episode or not, my good old father.
Oh yeah, was he a big Nunes fan? Was he?
He was until the
Does your
Villa
good old
game.
father listen to this podcast? Does he?
I'm not too sure, but he
I
knows
was
of
going to
its
say because
existence.
yeah, because he'd probably be telling us that somehow he pays for our podcast. So
Well, especially your internet up there. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
I
Yeah,
can fire that one, but he can also fire back. Well, yeah, but you recorded it on my internet, so.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's paid for both of us now.
Well, I suppose this podcast is possible in part thanks to him. Then.
This podcast is thanks to Daniel's dad.
Du- 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 du.
Dude, dude.
So yeah,
Anyway, sponsorship over.
yeah. Well done. You owe us for that next week, Dad. We'll
Yeah,
charge you
I
for
was
that.
25K. Yeah.
Yeah, for an
Uh,
advertising slot.
yeah, exactly. You didn't ask for,
Yeah,
but
exactly that. But yeah,
oh god.
Nunes after the Villa game, even he was convinced, and I said, oh, he's got to go. And even
Yeah,
my dad was like, yeah, he has got to go. And he spent
yeah.
ages going, no, I like him. I think he'll come good.
We
Well,
all like him if we're neutrals.
we don't think he'll come good though, do we? Come on.
No, no,
I
no,
think
no. We don't
I
think.
think with my dad, it was more a case that he wanted him to.
Your dad has prophecies though that players are going to come, and
Oh
they tend
yeah,
to not.
yeah. He spent
So
years telling me that Mbappe had signed for
yeah,
Liverpool.
he's not the best on football predictions, is he? Love the guy, but he's really not a football Nostradamus, I can
No,
tell you.
he used to make me laugh. I'd be eating my dinner. He'd say, "Oh, Mbappe's going to join this summer." So how do you
Yeah,
know? I don't. I just got a feeling it's done.
then you bet you're spitting your food out in laughter.
Yeah, I don't know where you're getting that feeling.
Okay, Dad. Yeah,
Yeah, all right then. We'll see. Let's see what happens. He might do.
yeah. Never does.
No, obviously not. But yeah,
Maybe
when we
that's why you
played
got the
Villa,
Canaries to celebrate.
maybe. I think he did get them the season Norwich were relegated, didn't
You did, yeah.
he?
Because I said they were meant to be going down, not up.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah,
In the end, they left sideways because I don't know where. Well, someone from up the road took them, so
yeah.
they went up. I
So,
suppose up the
yeah, they
road.
still went
Yeah,
up. Yeah,
yeah, and they still went up. Um,
yeah. But they're still fine to this day.
I don't know. It's probably been eaten or sold by now.
I suppose. Yeah, in put in a mine maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe they're just floating mid-table in the championship. You never know. Or
Yeah.
maybe they are served up with Delia's big portion of jam and sausage.
Oh no, he got fired.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean she's not serving her big portion of German sausage.
That's true. Her husband, whoever he is.
Yeah. I also have a bit of Delia's big portion of
Let's
German
be having your big
sausage.
German sausage.
Did you see that Farley video? Because this is literally going
No.
to become a general whatever podcast now, is it not?
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
see a couple of weeks ago? He said, "Yeah, I don't know why, but people always make assumptions." And he said, "I said,
Yeah.
Daniel, do you not think it might be a little bit dirty?" He said, "I do not know why, but I said big Jabba sausage, and I'm talking about hot dog, and people are thinking about what is between my legs."
Oh god, I need to watch that. Anyway, look,
You do.
let's have an alcove, as I'd call it, a sideshow, right? A little side
Sideshow
conversation now.
Bob.
Yeah, let's call it sideshow. Introducing Sideshow Bob.
Do, 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 do,
A
do,
3 minute,
do.
right? A little challenge for you. Try to do a 3 minute conversation on a certain topic, right? On each podcast, including the results ones. We'll
All
do
right.
like 5 results and then we'll have this, right? Now, this week, I want to spend this 3 minutes talking about Daniel Fark.
What the fuck?
He's about to, assuming all goes well,
Yep.
at minimum get Leeds automatic promotion, at maximum win the league. He will not get fired, obviously, because he just promoted the club. Bit insensitive to fire a guy that does it. So you
Yeah.
give him a budget. Where does he get to in the Premier League? Where do you see his ceiling as a manager? Not as a starved and resourced Norwich manager, but as a manager of, say, a decent budget or an unlimited budget. Where do you see Fark as a skills manager?
Mid-table.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
he
think
wins you
that.
Premier Leagues, but I don't think he's as bad as he seemed at Norwich.
Yeah, that's where I am. I've always said that to you. He's never going to win you a league.
No, he's not.
But from what I saw at Norwich, he actually they went up despite the players rather than despite him.
Yeah.
You know, he got dragged those players up, and whatever he does, because he's such a soft-spoken guy at a press conference. You know, his press conferences are honestly some of the not the best in entertainment value because that's more parody than him, but his actual conferences. On a serious note, his actual conferences are done with so much dignity and respect that managers just don't have nowadays. He's always very soft-spoken. He never criticises the players really. You know, he will always take responsibility. He's everything you want in a manager,
Yeah.
but he just never struck me as having that ruthlessness. But he's obviously got it in
Oh, he
the
has.
dressing
I
room.
would imagine he
He-
has.
He's obviously got it because he's all these clubs he goes to end up doing better because of him. Whatever you think, I always thought he was a bit of a joke at the end, right?
Yeah,
Got
same.
sacked from Norwich. I
Yeah.
think he went to Russia. Was it Russia he
Uh,
went to or something
yeah,
for a season? And then he
and
went
then
to Germany.
Mönchengladbach's in Germany, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, did really well there. And then he got appointed at Leeds, and I sort of laughed. I went, oh, so it's really that bad they're having to appoint Fark. But
Yeah, it doesn't look
give me...
good. When you think Leeds and Fox, you wouldn't have paired them up.
No, I completely agree.
But then you wouldn't compare. I suppose what we got wrong at the time, and we never spoke about, was he's just been at Mönchengladbach. So
Yeah,
if he's been, and he finished mid-table in the top, like in the Bundesliga,
yeah, and they're
that's
not a
not the
massive
worst
club.
achievement. No, and that's not the worst achievement. So maybe Leeds were onto something.
Yeah, I think
But
they
we
are in
saw the
that. I
Norwich
think,
fog. We saw the fog that was getting taken the piss out of by Farley every week. When,
yeah,
in all fairness to us, because we didn't have any reason to, but like now we
yeah,
have to pay attention to these players and these managers for the sake of this.
Yeah.
We didn't have
Well,
to. So
look.
then it was like, well, why are they bringing him in?
Well, I think you will back me on the concept that I did say to you when he got sacked from Norwich that I thought there was a good manager in there if they gave him a budget. But I didn't
Somewhere,
have
yeah.
any. Yeah, but I didn't have any evidence for it. I just
Premier
thought.
League, maybe not. I thought maybe Bundesliga, which is where he ended up.
No, see, I thought a championship club. I said he'll always get you promoted,
No,
and
he
with a
was too
bigger
good for the
budget, you'll keep
Championship.
you. That's what I'm saying. But I think at Norwich, he never had the budget, so he was always going to get them promoted, and that's as far as you could go with that side. In fact, I still think it's a miracle he got there because if you look at that squad, even then, not a Premier League squad, not really.
Well, let's
Very
explain the
much.
obvious, right? No one's done
Yeah,
it since. Since they sacked him, they haven't come
yeah,
back.
yeah. Well, and I think if he went there, they still get back up. I really do.
Not now, I don't think. I think their squad's worse than it was.
Well, yeah, no, but I think, yeah, I mean, then
There's a
nowadays, yeah,
lot
but I'm
better
saying,
squads in the Championship now, to be honest.
yeah, but I think they're falling behind because they sacking him is the worst thing they could have done
Yeah,
because he was getting them places they weren't willing to spend.
I don't think he's ruthless, by the way. I've just been thinking about
Pardon?
this. I don't think he's ruthless at all. I think he's one of them managers in the dressing room.
Yeah,
He listens. Sorry, he speaks, and I just think you listen to him.
yeah.
I can't imagine him having a ruthless streak in him. The
He's
more
got
I
that
think
aura
about
about
it,
him now.
yeah. But I can imagine with the players, he makes you want to listen to him.
Yeah, yeah, because he's. I think people just want to like him. They want to play for him. I'd want to play for him.
Like I can
There's
imagine him
that-
coming in with tactical papers. Yeah, so what we need to do on Saturday when we go with play, we
Yeah,
need to play very, very tight in the front and press and score goals. Like
yeah.
I can't imagine him going mad, but I can imagine him
No.
coming in with all this
Do you
tactical
notice that he
stuff.
plays with his personality? His personality is very much his football, calm, composed, going to get you somewhere. It's going to get you
Yeah,
promoted. It's not ruthless. It's not attacking in the sense that discipline's very good. I've noticed that actually about these. Their discipline is incredible, and it was at Norwich as well, really, with apart from the odd red, But under Fark, discipline is something that I don't know if it was there before him, and it might be a coincidence, but I would say his players are quite disciplined,
what
actually.
before him? Are we talking Jesse Marsh and Javi Gracia? I'd say probably not before him. No.
No, no, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is maybe it was like that before he came, but if it wasn't, then I
it
think
was
that's to do with
it
him
was a
then.
mess before he came, wasn't it?
Yeah, and now he's fixed it. Look at them.
And I actually think they're going to be good to watch next season, and I think they're going to stay up. And not any
Yeah,
team at the moment that's come up has done that, and I genuinely think Leeds will.
yeah. I don't think they're going to
Which
struggle because I think they're going to have. But then who goes down? I think
I
Wolves
was going to
probably.
say that puts someone else in a little bit of trouble.
I think Wolves. I think if you put the Wolves versus Leeds, I fancy Wolves to go down really,
If they lose Cunha, they will go down.
which they will. The guy is insane.
I think Cunha's not done himself any favours this season, though, because the more outbursts and episodes he has, people are going to start looking at that and thinking,
That's true.
we're not paying 70 million
Yeah,
quid for that.
yeah,
Like, that
true,
is, you don't want that in your team. It's like having a ticking time bomb that you've paid
true.
70 million quid for.
Whereas Wolves will be desperate to keep him because he's all they've got.
Yeah,
So it's like Eze at Palace. Everyone thought he was gone, and he didn't. Not for that reason. I'm
yeah,
just saying that everyone thought he would go, and it just didn't turn out that way. I think he will go this season.
yeah, and Gui, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I tell you who's a good voice in Palace though, and it's a name that I haven't heard in a while. That no one gives credit to. You know the name, Dougie Freeman.
Ah, good old Dougie.
Yeah, he's a brilliant scout.
He
Clearly, I mean,
is,
he
he
brings all
is.
these players in that can then go for millions. The guy is he gets no credit really for
Nah,
that. And I just think he's brilliant. So hat off to Dougie Freeman because
yeah,
he played when Palace were in the Championship in '01, I think it was as well. He played for ages.
yeah, he's very good at
He
his
got
job.
them promoted.
And he knows London. He knows how to get people in from like he knows all the areas and the lads in South London that are playing for the minor teams or even if they're playing
Yeah,
for somewhere else and they're in the academy and they said, "Oh, come here, come and join our club."
his name will now be worth a lot though. If you've got Dougie Freeman watching you, you suddenly become special. And I think that can only be
Well,
said as
like
good
Essay at
things for
Millwall,
Dougie.
if you remember, he was going there all season
Yeah,
basically to watch him until they made the move in January,
yeah.
and
What
that's
a
a brilliant
player
step
Eze
up.
is
That
though.
player
What a
is like,
player.
well, now, yeah, because it's confusing now because they've got Essay and Eze.
Yeah, I know.
Really confusing, but I think both of them, the SSSA brothers, if you combine the
Yeah,
name,
yeah.
um, I think they'll
I
both
think
go
they're
for
both
good
good.
money. I think they'll both go. I
Yeah.
think obviously Eze will go this year. SC
No,
will
but I
go in
think
a couple of
Esse's a good
years.
player as well.
Yeah, he is, but he's at
I
that
do.
age where he'll have to break into Palace before he's
Oh,
sold.
of course, yeah. But when he was at Millwall, he was a good player, and he was very good for Millwall. I think that was a big loss for them as much as it was a gain for Palace.
Well, I've watched him live. He's
Yeah,
definitely a good player. Like when he's on the ball, everyone wanted to watch, and everyone
yeah,
got excited. Like, what's he going to do? It wasn't a
yeah,
massive goal scorer, but it was the run he was going to make, or he would get in behind. It's
yeah.
like, well, now where's he going to go?
But that's what a player is to me. Is someone that plays along with the team. Otherwise, you're just a great goal scorer. Whereas, like Haaland, he's a great goal scorer. He's not a particularly great player. I wouldn't
No,
say Haaland's a particularly good player. Whereas Salah is a great player. He also gets goals, but he's a great team player.
there's this young Millwall player now. I don't know how much you've heard about. You know that Bangura Williams.
I've heard a bit about him, not much really,
He burst
not
onto the scene
much.
out of nowhere. But I was at the
I've
FA Cup
heard, yeah,
game.
I heard that. I think they started him in an FA Cup, did they not?
No, he came off the bench. He just got
No, but I mean, no, sorry, I mean that's when he first played, was it not in an
yeah,
FA
yeah.
Cup
He
game?
got an
Yeah,
assist out of nowhere in the league after, but
yeah,
the main one was he came off the bench in the FA Cup, and he was on the bench, and I was
yeah.
there with Joe, who has appeared on the podcast before, and he's on the
Podcast Joe,
bench. Podcast Joe, yeah. I said,
no longer
"Who's
banned.
this?" No, no. Although his content is this is not here at the moment.
No,
So
we
Joe,
will get him on at some
if you're
point. With a
listening,
bit,
you will be recruited one day. Um,
yeah. If you're listening, we will get you on at some point with a bit more warning.
yeah, yeah, not like
Maybe get
last
you on to
time.
talk. Maybe we'll get you on to talk about Millwall. And then our viewership will just go down to zero. But
Probably,
we'll do
but
that. We'll do that for Joe.
yeah. But yeah, with Bangor and Williams, I said to Joe, he's on the bench. I said, I've never even heard of this geezer of you. And it was funny because we made a point of it before the match because you expect some
Yeah.
unknown players in the FA Cup. But I said, I have
Oh yeah.
never heard of him. And Joe was like, I don't know who that is. So they
Yeah.
bring him off the bench and he just goes and scores.
Yeah.
And then he played Championship, he scores again, and he got about 5 assists in 2 games.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
It
surprised if
just
when
gives, doesn't it?
he's got Palace written all over him again.
Yeah.
I don't know
He
if he'll
does.
if he'll maintain a level to play like that, but he's got Palace written all over his face.
Yeah.
Like you might as well put it on neon writing and stick it to his face and let him run around the pitch with Palace.
And he'll
Because
go
like
to
he's the sort
Palace
of player
probably.
they'll go for again.
Yeah, maybe in the summer actually.
Too soon, I think. I think Palace like
Mm.
to watch him over a bit of time, so it'll need another season, I'd say.
Maybe, yeah. And then, well, they could buy him and develop him though. They're good at that.
They could buy him and develop him, but they've just brought Esse, so I don't,
True.
they
Very
won't
true. You don't want
normally
to buy
buy
too many.
someone. No, and if you've noticed with Palace, they won't buy you unless they're going to put you in.
Yeah, that's true. For immediate use.
Yeah, or at least
Steve
to be in
Parish.
and around it on the bench.
Yeah. Steve Parish, good lad. Anyway, we went way over 3 minutes, so it's a good
Well,
segment then, I think.
good old sideshow Bob. I like that. We'll be bringing that back.
Yeah, so I think that's so we'll conclude it here and get back to the history. I think that's a good way to segue out of history into Sideshow Bob and then back to history again. Just give people a bit of a break, you know.
Bob is signing out.
Sideshow Bob, brought to you by no one.
Bobbington's Coca Cola.
I bet that probably exists somewhere in a faraway land.
Well, yeah, probably.
Okay, next topic then. What's the Pandora's box now? What chapter of history are we opening to now?
Well. There was once a man. Many men on the planet, but there was once a man who travelled the world. He made a stop in Manchester. He made a stop in Merseyside. He visited Sunderland, where all he calls was hell. Then he decided to visit Sheffield United, but he didn't have nerves of steel there. He then decided, Donald, to live as an Aussie. And I think you know very bloody well I'm talking about Jack Bloody Roddy.
I am indeed. I
Not
do know
bad, by the
very
way,
well
for
who
on the
you're talking about.
spotty.
Not bad at all. And can I just say, uh, he in some ways deserves our respect, in some ways not, depending on who you support, for managing to bankrupt an entire football club and a big football club. Well,
Oh, God. Yeah, yeah, he definitely gets a mention for that, doesn't he?
what a waste of space, by the way. I just want to put that out there. I have no
Yeah.
time for him.
Nah.
Complete waste of space.
Yeah.
But that's with my commentary hat on. You know, I just don't. I think what he did was an absolute disgrace, and we've both discussed this about the fact that we probably would have done the same thing. On the other hand, I think if we were at a football club, I think you show them a bit more dignity and respect. If I'm being honest, you at least play for them, play for the badge. You know, I'm all happy for him to take the money. They offered it to him. But for
Well,
God's
yeah.
sake, play on the pitch.
Yeah, you've got to play if you're going to take the. If you're happy to take the money, you've got to play. But it's
Yeah,
like we said, wasn't it? When they offered him the contract, they didn't include any safety net for if they went down. So then
no,
they are obligated to pay him, and
yeah,
no
and that
one's
was
meant
their
to
fault.
agree with what he did. No one is meant to agree with what he did. But at the same time, they put the
Yeah,
contract on the table. He didn't.
yeah.
He signed
Now,
what was given to him.
yeah, now Sunderland and Rodders, as you would call them,
I called him Roddy
um,
only because I
Roddy,
said
that was it.
he was living as an Aussie.
The fishing rod.
Yeah, well, he
Yeah,
certainly
the
probed
fishing
in
rod.
Sunderland's balance, didn't he? Caught
Yeah,
a
he
few
did.
big
Yeah,
fish there.
yeah. Look, I, Sunderland's only just coming back from it now, which
Could
I
be your
think
legal
is
relative soon.
would he? I
Well,
don't think. Well, I suppose it's in some ways. I suppose
if you ever
somewhere
choose
down.
to marry your missus, which is just completely up to you, obviously, I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
yeah. I'm trying to work. I suppose he would in some way. Yeah, he would become an in-law of mine
Well, it'd be
somewhere down the
related
line. Yeah.
somewhere down the line, yeah.
Oh, maybe I'd get to write his biography.
Well, we get to sit here and criticise your family on a pot. How good would that be?
Someone that none of them ever met. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, Listen,
I
don't get
think they
married. You'll
have once.
consign yourself to a life of hell. Anyway,
Yeah, talking about this guy.
now
Yeah.
this really is, by the way, on the belief that this football podcast is aimed at the men in our life.
Yes, it really is. The many men.
Women's football is we leave that to my good mate George. You
Yeah, we
can
do.
go and listen to George if you wish.
Yeah.
He is good at what he does. I won't deny him that. He's good
Yeah,
at
I
what he
wanted to. I
does.
want. I want him on. I'm going to private message him soon and get him
He's
on the
open to it.
podcast.
He has said he's open to it. We
Yeah,
could get
and
George on.
I think we'd agreed that we'll do a one-to-one interview. I'll do that with him, and then we'll see if he wants to come on together. We'll see which one works because I
Yeah,
think they
well,
both have potential.
we could both. Well, I mean, we'll have to see who's available at the time he is, but I'm sure we could both get something. Whoever's available, we could get something done.
Exactly. Um,
Exactly.
but on the Sunderland note, I mean, first of all, on Jack Rodwell, I mean, he's in Australia now, still playing. Fair enough.
Don't worry, I'm microstating as we speak. I'll get his club up for you while you're going on to your point. I am
Yeah,
on the job now.
I was just going to say he is someone when he did that Sunderland. I'll forgive him. I'll put a young age mark on that because he was quite young. I would like to think he's grown up, growing out of it. He
Surprisingly, he
obviously
was
wants
about
to.
25, 26.
Yeah, he's still fairly young. Football players care about themselves until they're about 32,
I think he
and
probably
I get
still
it.
does, though. He comes across as that kind of player.
He does come across, but on the other hand, he obviously wants to play because he's not earning much money out there.
He's at
But
Sydney FC.
no, he got released from Sydney.
No, that was Sydney Wanderers. There's two.
No, he was at Sydney FC and he got released, so he must be at Sydney Wanderers now. Then,
I can double check for you, but it says at the moment Sydney FC. Uh,
so he's
let's have
gone
a
to the
look.
Arts Rivals. That's something Jack would do. Uh,
Okay, he might
but
actually be a free agent.
yeah,
He
he is.
might
He
actually
got
be that irrelevant that they haven't even
yeah,
updated his
Sydney
thing.
released him.
Yeah, he was at Sydney Wanderers first, by the way. I've just
Yeah,
gone
he
through his
was. Yeah,
stats. Yeah.
that's right.
Um, well, okay, he's that insignificant that it still claims at the top that he's at Sydney.
Well, there you go. I wouldn't bother updating it either, to be fair.
No.
But
So Jack's out there somewhere. I mean, he could be back in England. We don't know where he
well, I
bloody is,
tell
do
you
we?
what, it's a deja vu moment because now no one's asking, where is
Where is
Jack
Jack
Rodwell?
Rodwell?
In fact, that must be the title of this podcast now.
It must be, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry to your missus in advance. Um, but
who will
yeah,
probably not make it this far
no, or probably ever acknowledge that this episode was released in any capacity.
in her honour.
Literally, yeah.
Maybe not quite, because let's be completely honest, if she wasn't in the picture, we'd still be having this conversation to this day.
We really would, yeah.
Because we've had this conversation about Jack Rodwell since before I even
Since
knew much
about
about the Premier League.
2017.
Yeah, when he
So
went
it
missing.
really makes no difference to her, does it?
No,
Um, but yeah, where is he? Um, it's
I wish
difficult
him
because,
well.
like I said to you yesterday, Sunderland couldn't do anything to stop paying him because he could sue them and it cost them
Yeah, it's
more.
their own fault.
Yeah, but he
But
could
it
have
doesn't
showed
mean I
more
don't feel
respect.
bad for him. Yeah,
What
because the
happened to him
fans.
though? What actually happened? He was at Everton. He went to City. Like this was one of the players that they thought was going to be brilliant. What
Yeah,
happened?
I think I think he
Because
probably
he,
just saw the money.
I had, especially the first few years, he had that hunger to succeed. And even when he went to Sunderland, they weren't a massively great Premier League club, but they weren't the worst at the time.
Yeah. Well, what I do know, without being too personal, because I really don't know much, To be honest with you, because again, I don't know anyone that really speaks to him. But the little bits I do know is his family were Everton fans. So when he played for Everton, he basically would have played for them, I would have thought.
Yes, I
Um,
have been
and
made
that,
aware of their allegiance.
yeah, and that spreads all across his family. So there would have been a lot of them from my own sort of just logic, I guess. I don't know. I've never asked because it's not my place to ask, and it certainly wouldn't be coming out on this podcast even if I did.
No, no.
But
I'd
but
have to stop you, I think.
yeah, I think you would. It wouldn't happen. You know me, I can keep a secret as long as I live.
Oh, yeah.
But look, I think when he left Everton, I think there was not really the motivation to keep going, was there? I mean, he played for what he played for. The rest was monetary,
Yeah, but I
and
think at
that's
that
my only.
age, you can take it either way. Like, you can take it as you've just joined Cash-rich City, who are actually doing really well, and they want you in
Yeah,
that
it's
team.
one of his first signings, I think.
Yeah, you can play hard to get into that team every week. You can take it either way, and he just didn't, to be honest. That was
Yeah,
his opportunity to say, right, I'm Jack Rodwell, and this is what I'm going to do. And he really
yeah.
didn't take it because I suppose he was thinking, well, whatever happens, I'm on good money.
Well, you got to remember, Rodwell back then was a big name in football, a bit
Oh, yeah.
like Haaland, or it was a big name. If you can get Rodwell to your club, it was an unbelievable feat.
Well, it was a massive thing of at the time. How did they convince him to leave Everton? People were surprised.
Yeah,
Like, how did they pull that off?
yeah, unbelievably. Because again, Everton was his allegiance, and
Yeah,
what I do know is he was personally an Everton fan and quite a devout one as well. Um, And look, I think all I want to say on that is to come back to Sunderland is to say that what a brilliant comeback they've had under their new owner,
yeah,
who was sensible enough to bring them back because they could have gone extinct. I mean, it could have gone either which way, and
yeah.
luckily
They
it
were a
didn't.
mess. Back-to-back
Yeah,
relegations. That obviously lost him a lot of money. Paying
yeah,
him, that lost him a lot of money. I think they were just lucky his contract died off when it did. To be completely honest.
yeah. And I think Jack, for his own sanity, sanity, is lucky that Sunderland
Yeah,
never went into administration because he would have been known as the man that destroyed one of England's oldest clubs, and I don't think even he would have wanted that on his reputation
nah,
or on his conscience. I think he can at least move on now, knowing the club are coming back to where they used to be. And for him, that might be a closure for him because I get it. If the fans aren't treating you well, you just don't have a good relationship with them. It happens. I just think there's a million other ways he could have dealt with it.
yeah. But then
And
I
then he
highly
went.
doubt he's the first player to ever do that, and he won't be the last. That's the problem.
Yeah, you forgot Blackburn, but I'm pretty sure he went to
Yeah,
Blackburn
it
for a
pops
year.
into my head as you were
Yeah,
talking. Funny enough.
and again, that didn't end well either. I think when
No,
Blackburn's manager asked where he was, he said, "I quote, I don't know, and I don't really care."
yeah, my funny next point actually was going to be I was about to say to you when he went to Blackburn as well, but
Got
that
them
didn't go any
relegated, I
better,
think.
did it? Yeah, it didn't go any better, did it?
No.
Sheffield United he went to. He
Yeah,
didn't do
got them
nothing
relegated,
there.
I think.
No, he didn't play enough to get
No?
him relegated.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair
I
enough.
think
Yeah.
he made one appearance in their Premier League season, and that was the season they finished
Unbelievable.
ninth, actually. So,
Wow,
yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, I don't know what that says for him. Oh, no, it
um,
was the Sheffield United manager that weren't bothered about him. I remember now.
yeah, Chris Wilder.
Yeah, he wasn't bothered at all.
He's not bothered about much apart from referees eating sandwiches, though, is he?
Yeah, that's true. I think they belonged with each other, to be
And
fair.
he's talking to a Premier League referee eating his sandwich. Oh, shut
Yeah,
up, you buffoon.
literally. So let's segue from Jack to Jack. Now, this Jack has
Oh,
something in common with the other Jack.
Jack to
Because
Jack.
this Jack,
You just need a
well, this
cable
Jack,
now.
Jack, and he is playing at City, and he's none
He
other
is.
than Jack Grealish. What
Brummy
happened?
Jack.
Yeah, what happened to Jack Grealish?
No, 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 no. Let me rephrase that. What happened to Brummy Jack?
Yeah, well, no, because that just makes him sound worse than he was. You
Well,
don't want to be known as being Brummy.
well, he is. I'm
Sorry
sorry,
to the
but he
Brummies
is.
fans, by the way.
With his accent, feed the
Yeah,
turkey.
yeah.
But that
But
was his
anyway, what?
highlight at City, but forget anything he's ever done playing.
Yeah.
The highlight was feed the turkey.
Oh, wild night out for him, I'm guessing.
No, it was on the bus parade when they had
Yeah,
all the Sky Sports and they interviewed him and he got gattered.
yeah,
And he said, I haven't stopped drinking for 3 days. And Rodri
yeah,
came onto the podium next to him and he said to
yeah.
Rodri, he looked at him, he went, the turkey is hungry. Feed
Ah.
the turkey. And he poured the drink in his goal.
Yeah. I think he deserved it, to be fair, that time, because he did actually do quite a lot for him. But what has happened to him since? He's just gone downhill, is he not?
Well, I think City have got stronger players, younger
That,
players as
but
well.
they paid 100 million for him.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
we
people
know why
forget.
they paid 100 million because he was A, Aston Villa's best player they were never going to sell cheap, and B, he had the English player tax on him. So when you
But is he
combine
worth
both of
100
them,
million?
no, he never was.
No, but if you
You,
assume that Rice is,
if
then is he?
if Rice was foreign, let's just say it like because you can't avoid it. If Rice was foreign, that's a 60, 70 million
Oh,
pound
yeah,
deal.
I agree. No, but
So
I'm saying if you bear that in mind, though, right? If you think Rice is better than Grealish at 100 million, doesn't that make Grealish worth even 70 million, even in the English market?
maybe, yeah, maybe 70, but nothing more than that.
Because look, I wouldn't pay it. As I said to you, do you not remember at the time? I've always said this: selling Rice was the best thing we could have done.
Yeah,
We got
massively.
way more money than we needed. We got Kudus. Who else did we get? I can't remember now. Mavropanos.
Ooh,
Again, he's coming on that under Potter. To be fair,
is he?
bit injury prone, but he's been a bit
Um,
better under Potter.
who else did you get that summer?
Kudus,
A midfielder of some
Mavropanos,
kind, did you not?
Alvarez. I think
No, that was this year, wasn't it? Or was it last year?
we've had Alvarez for like 3 years. You do realise that?
Three? No, it's not 3 years.
Well, two then.
Maybe two,
We
yeah.
definitely we would have got we got on with Mavropanos and Kudus. That's right.
Yeah,
And
yeah, and then
Emerson, I
this year
think.
you got Rodriguez, that's it.
Yeah, Rodriguez, yeah.
I don't know why you got Rodriguez, but we
Don't
won't talk.
know. No, he was
Luckily he
not.
didn't cost you anything.
Yeah,
But
literally. Lucky that.
no, he's not £100 million player, Donald. He's not. And the thing
No.
is, if he wasn't English and he wasn't Villa's best player, say Villa were where they are now, and
Yeah.
he's say his name was like Jack Grisales or something,
Yeah.
you're probably looking at about 40, 50 million quid to be completely honest. But
Agreed.
there
But
was
then did
always more
City
of a
need him?
premium.
He's not done
Um,
much. He did a lot for season one, but since then he's not lived up to that tag.
I think that was the no. I'd say season two was his best because I
Oh
remember
yeah,
us
that's
saying
yeah, he
season
peaked
one we
then.
said, "Oh, he's been shit, hasn't he?"
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was season two that he did brilliantly, and he really did.
And he wanted to Turkey to be fed.
Yeah, but he mustn't have got it fed, and now that's why he's bad.
Maybe it got fed too much.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know with Grealish. I think market value is subjective, isn't it? And he's obviously not
very
worth
much
that.
so. Yeah,
But
I
City,
think
the problem
City
with
will regret
City
paying it.
is, yeah, I think so. But they won't because then you'll look at it another way and you'll say, yeah, but he won the treble with us and he was a massive part of it. And you can't always buy success without the squad that you've got. So
Very true. Very true.
if he hadn't done anything, you'd regret it. But he was a part of a massive season.
True.
He's kind of played off his part, not paid £100 million. You can't justify that because he was never worth it. But he's
Yeah.
paid off enough that he deserved to be there.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's as far as I'd say it goes. But he did
Yeah.
deserve. He had the right to be there after that.
True. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I think we'll do one more history book, shall we? And we haven't planned another one, so I'm gonna
Should we
let you
just wing
pick.
it?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you pick now. Which page are we heading to now for our
Well,
last
I've given
and
you
final?
the big hint,
Is
haven't I? I said, should we wing it?
oh yes, yes,
Yeah,
indeed we shall wingy it then.
let's do it.
Uh, okay, so
So,
you know, I mean, it's funny. Coincidentally, I watched a documentary about him the other
same.
day.
Yeah,
It came up on, so I know probably about as maybe you probably know more about the story because you witnessed it at the time, being 2 years older than me.
it was funny.
Um,
I know that.
yeah, I know what I heard in that documentary. That's about it. Where I heard his side of the story as well. Now, I'm going to let you pronounce his name because you do it perfectly.
Mr. Peter Adam Wingy.
That's it. Peter Adam Wingy. Did I get that right?
I think it's more of a G on the G. It's
Adam
like
Gwingy.
Adam Wingy or something.
Adam Wingy. Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. Anyway, so Big Pete, we'll call him that now,
Yeah.
went from was it the other way around? Was it QPR?
Oh, West Brom to
No,
QPR when
West.
it was he was
Yeah,
going
the
to play
West
under
Brom
Harry
QPR.
Redknapp.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, poor Peter got misinformed by his agent to go to the training ground, not the hotel, and that's where it all went a
So
bit
he
wrong.
turned up.
And I suppose there's not really much to talk about on what went wrong here because it's just let's just raise a glass to him first of all,
Well, yeah.
um, give him an honourable mention. But I mean, I think that's what ruined his career in the end, wasn't it? Really,
Well,
the
he had
QPR
to go
fans have
back
a
to a
war to
club
him.
where he would never be liked. He had
West
to go
Brom, so
back.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
was never going to be liked after that because he tried
no,
to leave. And
for a
Football's like
particular
that, to be
rival at
honest.
that time. I think they were rivals in the same
Yeah,
league.
similar positions in the league. Maybe West
Yeah,
Brom were a little bit higher because they used to have a little bit of a peak, but
and he never played again. I don't think, or he didn't play often
he did.
anyway.
He was never a starter though, and
No.
it destroyed his reputation, and no one really ever heard of him after that, to be
Yeah,
honest.
until the other day.
Yeah, when that documentary came out. But I mean,
Yeah,
I always remember the way it was described on Sky Sports after was that he'd had a massive strop. In all
yeah.
fairness, he probably didn't have a strop. He was probably pissed off about being, sent from one place to
I
another
would have
and
been
told it was
because it
happening.
wasn't
And
his fault.
but back then, Sky Sports used to there was articles about everything. Like David De Gea was having a strop because he weren't allowed to go to Real Madrid. It turns out Real Madrid didn't even want him. So,
Yeah.
I would imagine he weren't happy, but Sky
You were
Sports
talking about
blew it
Sky
up
Sports, yeah?
completely. Always,
It's, yeah,
that was where all the deadline day stuff as
yeah,
well. So,
exactly. Well, assuming that you finished with Peter, Big Pete,
what Peter
I'm
had
going
to
to give
wing
you
it.
what? Yeah, I'm going to give you one final one from the big vault of my head.
Go on.
Right? Did Brendan Rodgers kill his wife?
June 2015.
Did he
June
though?
2015. No.
Because I heard from a reliable source that his wife is still well and truly alive.
Yeah, yeah, she is. But apparently, if you go back to June 2015, I believe it was June
Yeah,
2015, she died in a hotel and he
yeah,
killed her.
yeah.
Now,
Hope
that
she won a
rumor lasted
Liverpool
all
job.
of 15 minutes, by the way.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I was lucky enough to be there when it broke. And
yeah,
it was just like, what? What do you mean he
yeah,
killed her? Well, if he
yeah,
killed her, hang on, why did he do a Liverpool press conference and why are the police not around?
yeah. Literally.
Like, why are we doing pre-season with him if he killed her?
Yeah, literally. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah, it was honestly the weirdest thing I think I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
I don't remember much about it, but you told me in recent times about it, so I thought I'd throw it in.
I'm not likely to forget it.
Yeah, no, I.
No, no,
Okay. Well, I think this special episode that will one day become a part of our subscription model
it will.
has gone
Yes,
quite well. And I want to know what you
yes.
think. So do leave an impression in the comments.
It's had many, many though. I think the problem with it today is because when you do something general, me and you are a bit dangerous. It's had many sideshow Bob moments, hasn't it?
It has many Sideshow Bob moments, but next time we need some music and a Sideshow Bob sound.
I'm sure we can work on that.
I think we can.
I
Okay.
might even insert a sideshow Bob sound in a minute.
Okay.
You
Very
leave
good.
it to me, boyo, and I
Okay.
see what I
Okay.
can do down in Wales.
Very good. Okay.
Ah,
Well,
by the way, if we have any Welsh listeners, please turn off immediately. My mother is working in Wales at the moment, Donald, as you know.
yeah, I do know. Yeah.
She says that it is very much as stereotypically related to sheep as people say. I asked her very proudly, I said, Mum, are there actually a load of sheep in Wales? And she went, they're every fucking where.
Well, we know what that is, but we will not
I
tell you.
said to her after, I said, well, Mum, you could start knitting woolly jumpers. She went, well, I could, but fuck that.
Well, I'm not being funny. I don't think you want to knit all that wool when you know where it's been. But I will let
Well,
you. I will let you, the listeners, work out where I was going
at
with that.
least
And I
at
will.
least it's not like Scotland and it's not the policeman.
No, that's very true because
Yeah.
Aberdeen is not very civilized.
No, well, it's the citizens of Wales. They probably just share, don't they?
Yeah, they're quite caring that way. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, they look
uh,
after their sheep.
yeah, and with little Bo Peep.
Well, lose his sheep.
All right then. Well, that's it from us.
It is. Don't
We
expect any
shall.
more. Go on.
No, we shall see you next Monday for the Premier League. No, next Monday's a game day, isn't it? So it'll be next Tuesday.
Is it a
Or is that
game
a
day?
game
Is it?
day as well? Monday, yeah, we're
No,
playing
next Tuesday's
Newcastle.
champ. Yeah, yeah, no, it's Tuesday's not. It's Champions League.
So
So
we
we
will
do
see you
Tuesday
next
afternoon.
Tuesday then. Yeah, we will
See
see you next
you next
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, very good.
Anyway, go on.
See you next Tuesday.
Why are you still here? Go.
What?
They're still here, Donald. They're still listening to the podcast. Go. It's
I
finished.
know.
Why
Yeah,
are you still listening?
the call won't be. The call hasn't stopped recording. Yeah, I think we've got a way to sort this out.